Hello, welcome back. My name is Holly and it is time for my mid-year book tag. I have a list of questions, I guess, that all will have a book as an answer. So basically just to check in the middle of the year and talk about my favorite books, my most surprised, most anticipated, all of those things, and just kind of tag each book. I tried not to do too many repeats. I have read quite a few books already, something like 40 something books already this year, so I have lots to choose from. And if this is something that you're interested in, I am putting all of the questions in the comments. These questions came from other creators and they just get reused every year, so this is definitely not my idea. The first question is, what is the best book I've read so far in 2025? I would have to say the best series that I've read is the War of Lost Hearts trilogy by Carissa Broadbent. I read them on Kindle Unlimited, so I do not have the physical copies. And y'all, I've said it somewhere before. I think in the reading vlog that I read them, I talked about this. But they are getting a rebrand and a reprint, and the covers are changing. And I liked the old covers better. So now I want to buy the copies to have on my shelf, but I don't like the new covers, which is so annoying of me. But anyway, I absolutely loved that series. I loved each and every book. I loved all of the characters. I think it was so complex and just such a good fantasy series. I loved it. And then my favorite standalone from this year so far would have to be The Ghostwriter by Julie Clark. I gave this book 5 stars. It's a thriller, well, like a fiction thriller. Y'all, I loved this book. I finished it in one sitting. I could not stop. It was so good. I could not predict anything. And I was just, obsessed. It did all of the things that it set out to do. I was very invested and I highly recommend The Ghostwriter. This was such a good book. What has been your favorite sequel in the first half of this year? I could say Children of Fallen Gods, which is the War of Lost Hearts trilogy, the second book. That one was phenomenal. But I want to say The Traitor Queen by Danielle L. Jensen. This is the sequel in the Bridge Kingdom series, which I'm still in the process of reading. The first book was phenomenal. The Bridge Kingdom was so good. I had no idea where it was going. And then this book went in a completely different direction than I had thought. And I absolutely loved the way that it wrapped up and kind of just filled in all the gaps that we got in book 1. And it just continued the story so beautifully. So I definitely loved The Traitor Queen. Is there a new release that you haven't read yet but are really excited to? Yes, I really want to read Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've read several books by her and just love all of them. So I'm really excited about this one. The cover is very stunning, honestly. I just love the cover. And then also with it being about a female astronaut in the 80s. It just sounds so intriguing, and I love Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing. I love her characters, so I'm excited to dive into this one. I also am looking forward to The Poppy Fields by Nikki Erlich. I've never read anything by this author, but I saw this, where did I see it? I think somewhere on Goodreads. It was in a recommended list for something, and the premise was so intriguing. And I'm really excited to read it. I haven't been able to find it anywhere. I'm pretty sure it's out though. I don't know. Actually, maybe I should look into that. But it does look really good and I'm really excited about it. New favorite author. Yes, I have 2. One is Graham McNeill. He has written a lot of books in the Horus Heresy series, which is a massive 55 book series that I'm reading with my husband. It is a sci-fi series, war, space, aliens, all of that sort of stuff. Very interesting. I am obsessed with the series. And so far, Graham McNeill has been my favorite author of the series. I should mention, it's a series, but not just by one person. There's probably 20 different authors. And so each book is kind of written by someone else, which gets a little bit confusing sometimes. But anyway, Graham McNeil, I've read 2 or 3 books that he wrote, and I really, really like them. I like the way that he writes, and I just feel like he really does the books justice. I also maybe found Danielle L. Jensen, which again, she wrote the Bridge Kingdom series. I have not read anything outside of this one series by her, so I think that is something that I definitely want to do before the year's over, just so that she has a chance to like cement herself as a new favorite author of mine, because sometimes you'll love like one book or one series from an author and not really care about anything else that they've done. So I don't think that's the case with this author, but again, I won't know until I read other things by her, so definitely planning on doing that. Your biggest disappointment of the year so far? I unfortunately have 2. With the first one being Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. Now, it was a disappointment because it did not meet my expectations personally, and I just think that it also didn't fit the standard of writing that I know Suzanne Collins is capable of, so that was definitely a letdown. I still enjoyed it. I gave it 3.5 stars. If you liked, I almost said Harry Potter. If you liked the Hunger Games trilogy, I mean, definitely read this. It's part of it. It's an interesting story. It just was not at all what I was expecting, and that is on me partially, but I just think that it could have been so much more than what it was. So, bit of a letdown. The other disappointment this year was The Last Word by Taylor Adams. I have only seen people rave about this book. It's a thriller about this girl. She gave a 1-star review to a book, and so the author starts like stalking her. Very interesting premise, and it lost me. So many times it lost me. There was too much going on, too many twists, and overall it just felt like the author just wanted to trick me instead of entertain me. I don't know. I just got weird vibes from it, and it didn't make sense, and I really just didn't vibe with it. I didn't like it, which is so upsetting because I really loved No Exit by Taylor Adams. So I guess hits and misses. The book that surprised me the most this year is definitely Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. This book, I figured I was gonna like it because it's science fiction and I'm a big fan of science fiction, but I did not think it was gonna be 5 stars. I enjoyed this book so much, and it's hard because I definitely want to recommend it because I had such a good time with it, but I do feel like not everyone is gonna love this book just because it's about the multiverse, which frankly I don't care about the multiverse. I kind of go out of my way to avoid media that's about the multiverse, but for some reason it worked with this book. It gave me Fringe vibes. If you've seen Fringe, the show, and you liked it, I think you would like this book. The next is a book that made me cry, and actually I have not found one yet this year, which is kind of surprising halfway through the year, and no book has made me cry. I've had several books make me very emotional and make me like tear up, but none of them have pushed me past the point of like fully crying. So still on the hunt for that, but I do think that a book that I'm going to talk about here in just a minute is going to be the book that does it for me. A book that made me happy. So honestly, so many books made me happy, but I do want to just shout out this series yet again, Traitor Queen, the Bridge Kingdom series. The reason I don't have the Bridge Kingdom book, by the way, is because I let a friend borrow it, so she has it. I own the first 3 books of the series, but I mean, this book it just threw me off guard, and it really gave me that feeling of when I was in middle school and I just read everything. Like I was at the library every other day checking out more books, and I would just absorb them, fly through the books. That's the vibe, that's the feeling that the Bridge Kingdom, and honestly, Daughter of No Worlds too. Both of those books, I just had such a blast with them, and they really, like I said, they just reignited that passion for reading, and I think that's why I've been having such a good reading few months, really. I mean, I've been reading a lot this summer. And finally, what books do you want to have read by the end of the year? Well, there's definitely all 5 books that are remaining on my 10 books I want to read in 2025 list. One of which is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. This is also the book that I think could be the one to make me cry. I have heard such good things about this book. I'm obsessed with Kristen Hanna. I have absolutely loved everything that I've read by her. 4 Winds I read last year, and yeah, I was a mess at the end of that one, sobbing. My mascara was everywhere. Like the front of my shirt was drenched. Same with Firefly Lane. Like both of those books had me absolutely weeping at the end. So I have high hopes for this one. I honestly don't know why I haven't picked it up yet. I think I'm just like waiting for the perfect time. And there's no such thing as a perfect time. So I really just need to read it. No excuses. And another book that I would really like to get to this year is The Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society by Mary Ann Schaefer. I've had several people recommend this book to me, and I believe there's a movie about it as well. So I know nothing about it, but I trust the people that have recommended it to me. And so I would like to read it just so I can talk to them about it. And if they think I'm gonna like it, then I probably will like it. That is all I have for my 2025 mid-year book tag. I love watching these. I love talking about books, obviously. So if you have any other book recommendations or questions about books that I've read or want to read, always let me know down in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. If you enjoyed today's video, please go ahead and like it, and then make sure that you're subscribed so that I can see you in the next one. Mwah! Bye.